a nation of priests. But what happened? Nation of priests. It's only a matter of time before the remnant of Israel wakes up and we rise. We come from a bloodline of priests, sold into captivity. Father, break these chains off me, make me free. In time, ambition, 2024 AD. Live from the belly of the beast, Babylon. Should we stay, should we flee? In time's ambition. You listen, I hope you pay attention. Pale horses and false prophets and 666. Who is Israel? Who is Judah? Who fits the description? Some know it, but many don't, so we still fishing. It's bigger than nationality, don't get it twisted. This walk is all about repentance, but how we go from kings to slave ships. Iron yokes on our throats, somebody explain this. Who gon' tell them? The curses. Chapter 28, Deuteronomy. I do the commands, I'ma be blessed. If I sin, the curses follow me. Verse 68 of that same chapter. We were chasing after idols, guess what came after? You gon' serve your enemies in a land that your fathers never been. A language that you don't understand. They gon' come, swift as an eagle, carry you on ships, you and all your people. As he read the words, tears rolling down my face. Heartbroken, it ain't nothing I can say. Cause with all this, he sent his son to perish in my place. I cleave to the covenant this day, in time ambition. We come from a bloodline of priests, sold into captivity. Father, break these chains off me, make me free. In time ambition, 2024 AD. Live from the belly of the beast, Babylon. Should we stay, should we flee? In time's ambition. A blood moon and an eclipse, 2024. It's a sign that you can't miss. The whole world watching this event, September 2017. It ain't happened since. X marks the spot, 400 years. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Just stay prepared. As I look around, chaos everywhere. We've read about this moment, now we here. The awakening's in progress, now it ain't much time left. Hebrew, that's the mindset, unshakable, my mindset. First is captivity, next, he raises up a prophet. Then, deliverance, this the same concept. Last generation, have you opened up your eyes yet? Wedding bells, you ain't got no oil, the other brides left. Or will you be wise? It's still time. The Father is awaiting your decision. In time ambition. A nation. End times. Quick little testimony. A couple years ago, I started to speak on the upcoming years and things that would transpire relating to the prophecies. Things that will soon come to pass in the book of Daniel, relating to Hamashiach's return and the children of Israel in Jacob's trouble. I did not expect certain things to transpire this soon. We 2 years in after 2020, and look where we at. We close. Blood on my hands if I don't speak. If we don't want the sheep, how they gon' know? Gotta tell our people stay alert. Get ready for what's coming on this earth. Contractions getting closer, she giving birth. The water broke, somebody get the nurse. Keep your head on the swivel, stay alert. Cause judgment is coming to this earth. New day, same message, seek repentance. Something's coming, I don't know when, but I can feel it. This the last call, alarms ringing, can you hear it? Don't hit that snooze button, you don't know who's coming. You rejected, that's on you, I'm still gon' sow a seed. Rise up, hold your head up, cause you royalty. This ain't the time to be slacking, it's time to get active. Ain't no half stepping, the word is your last weapon. Blood on my hands if I don't speak. If we don't want the sheep, how they gon' know? Gotta tell our people stay alert. Get ready for what's coming on this earth. Contractions getting closer, she giving birth. The water broke, somebody get the nurse. Birth pains. Back to back to back to back.
Who that?
Them lines on the keys. It's about to erupt. Look in the sky, a full moon and it's bloody. I think that it's time, nowhere we can hide. It's right at the door. I quoted Psalm 91. Thousands may fall at my side. I pray your mercy endures. Abba, you all that we got. You said that you would seal us, protect us and shield us. It's a target on us. The enemies know the tribes is back. Let's call a fast like Jehoshaphat. 2 Chronicles, chapter 20. Moabites and Ammonites. This battle ain't yours, it's mine. That's a scary sight. We gon' sing a song of praise in the midst of war. Cause if he go before us, we won't have to lift the sword. The same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Won't he do it again? Correct me if I'm wrong. If we humble ourselves and pray, seek his face, turn from our wicked ways. Ain't that what the scriptures say? If the Father with us, can't nobody stop us. If we trust in our own strength and our own power, we'll always be defeated. It's strength in numbers, but keep in mind, in Leviticus 26, it said 5 of us shall chase 100. 100 of us shall chase 10,000. What if it was 1 million of us on one accord doing the same thing? Giving the Father praise. If he go before us, can't nobody stop us. It ain't about war and wanting to fight and shed blood. It's about the Father's perfect will being done on this earth. In this season, a great division is happening. Those who seek to do the Father's will, and those who want to do their own will. Choose wisely. Shalom.
And we gon' purge all these demons out. We in the end time. I see your trick. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh Ba Sima Masaya Yasa. Abanawa Allah. I vow to live for you. I need a fast. I'm about to make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling no commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to depart from me. Plead the blood, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to depart from me. We in the spiritual war. Messiah is right at the door. We in the end time, yeah, for sure. It's really time to shop from source. Who gon' receive the spiritual power? I'm gon' send it down like a shower. All in that lamp, candles lit. He gon' destroy this in an hour. I told Satan, get thee behind me. I'm in that secret place, he can't find me. Sending them demons at me, get around me. Open that ocean out, but he can't drown me. Who really living and walking the world? Messiah's coming, what you ain't heard. That fire's coming, you about to burn. He's sending them prophets, you don't wanna learn. I vow to live for you. I vow. Make the devil really mad. I got a soul he can never have. I'm on the road on a narrow path. Messiah, my rock, falling no commands. I'ma get up when I fall like a man, like Moses did when he raised his hands. Keeping that oil in my lap is a plane. We in the end times while you playing. I know the angels watching me. Every day I'm really on my knees. Forgive me, Father, for offending thee. I want Messiah to remember me. I ain't trying to depart from me. Plead the blood, watch them demons flee. Show the Father he all I need. I ain't trying to depart from me.
My water straight from the throne. We built the altar with the unhewn stones. Roam through the city, all we seeing is these bones. So my face like flint till I wake a couple souls. A prophet hated by his own, so the father sent his son to bring the tribes of Jacob home. Jumping through these traps, cause they trying to see us gone. But we walking through the fire just like dangling his bones. From every sheep to her zone, we stay inside the book because the book is all we own. Heritage and you better hold it on. We like David fighting giants with no armor and a stone. We face east cause a car home. We face east just to call home. We can't sleep till we all home. We won't rest till they all gone. So I guess that we be calling out they all bones. Bless the seed, invest the deep in the laws of our God. Make us Elohim, Shamar, Warapah, all the Zad, Nakim. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashad, Nagim. Blessed is he from breast deep in the laws of our God. Me is Elohim, Shema, Warapah, all the King, Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah. From Bereshit to the books in Greek, they dragon took the sheep. Man, the book complete. The Father looked for peace, but we shouldn't the beast. Now we up until our power put the hook to cheek. Shema, Yasha Allah, Abanawa, Yahweh, Ahad. He the tower till he give us the power of God. Though in the tower you will never devour a tribe. The Lord despised all you devils, your hours arrived. Blessed is he that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. They trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah. Blessed is he that kept the peace. Never forgot the poor and he kept the feast. Trying to dodge destruction, they can't stop the sea. Barakatah, Yahweh, and Mashah.
It's time to put the children to sleep. Grab your strong drink. It's Wild Out Wednesday.
Hey, yo, shalom, laha, shanya, aishara, shabbat yam, scattered abroad. That's shalom to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Hey, how's everybody doing? Shalom to the officers on the stage. Shalom, kings. How y'all doing?
Shalom. How you doing?
Enduring, my brother. Enduring.
Shalom, man.
Same here.
Yeah, Shabrakadam.
Yeah.
How about you, man? Shabrakatah.
All right. Well, and shalom to everybody who's with us on tonight. Hey, it's Wild Out Wednesday. Ain't gonna be too long. I want to dive into the lesson. Hey, y'all seen the announcements, man, so we don't got to go through that. But shalom to everybody who's rocking with us, who's been rocking with us, man. Big shalom to y'all, man. We appreciate it, and we love y'all. Pray that everybody's enduring through the hard times as y'all seen. We almost there yet. Is there tribulation or Salakia? Not tribulation. Rapture. My bad. The rapture. Are we close? Are we close to the rapture? And is there a rapture? Yo, we're gonna find out. We're gonna talk about that thing today. But again, I hope everybody is enjoying in the spirit. I hope everybody's standing these scripts, man, especially as all these things continue to happen. Yo, we had brothers down there in Chicago, Chi-Town, got into it with the Palestinians. And yo, really, this lesson is like really hitting like right on time, with everything that's going on with brothers coming under attack. I know, Boaz, you gonna be going down there this weekend, ain't you?
Kind of one.
You and Banyamian.
Me, Banyamian, not going down there. I would just say everybody that's watching the class, you know what I'm saying, y'all send prayers up, not just for us, but all the Adawanyam, the brothers and sisters, that's going out there. I don't think any sisters going to be out there, but all the brothers that's going out there, and even brothers in other organizations too, because these Palestinians, I don't think they just located in Chicago for real. I think they anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, so it's like they could decide upon what they saw on the last week's video or anything that happened to like react in any kind of way. So pray for your brothers that go out here and do this work. You know what I'm saying? That the Most High Spirit be with us, and he have his angels keeping us safe and everything from harm's way.
That's right. That's right. People don't understand, man. For the brothers that actually go out and hit these streets, we do put our lives in harm's risk. You know, because we bring this fire word, and these other nations don't want to hear it.
That's right.
And so, pray for the brothers indeed. Man, send up some prayers that the Most High encamp His angels around the brothers, man. But with that being said, let's go ahead. Let's get into some shout outs.
All right. John Allen, Shalom. Sister Joan Gilchrist, Shalom. Michelle Watkins, Shalom. DTA Twan, Shalom. Officer Kador Aharon, Shalom. Quadash, Shalom. Yaikwab, Shalom. Prospect Yaikwab, Shalom. Abaja the Humble, Shalom. Shaquat, Shalom. Captain Shaquat, Shalom. Word Without End, Shalom. Officer Ben Yum, Shalom. Zanaya, Shalom. And Araya, Shalom.
All right, shalom, everybody. Again, shalom, shalom, shalom. Thank you again for the water for rocking with us, man. So, we gonna go ahead and get into it. Before we do, I got a video that I want to show. You guys, normally we do on this day in history, so I actually went a couple days back to bring up what happened on this day in history. So we're going to look at this video, and then, of course, we got to get our donkey of the day. But before we get into that, I need y'all to look at this video. Salakia. Is it showing?
It is now.
Okay. I don't know what's happening with my internet. All right. So y'all check this video out, and then we can talk about it.
Police arrested 2 black children. And on October 28, 1958, police arrested 2 black children and jailed them for months for playing a game with a white girl in Monroe, North Carolina. That morning on the playground, a white girl kissed on the cheek 2 black boys who were 8 and 9 years old. Their names were David Simpson and James Hanover Thompson. When the girl later mentioned the game to her father, he grabbed his shotgun and gathered a mob of white men to go to James's home, intent on lynching the 2 children. And
hold up, I had to pause right there because this happened in 1958. 1958. So, most of us, our parents were alive at that point in time. This ain't that far. This ain't that long ago. And so now, these 2, or this little girl, where do you think this little girl is at right now? More than likely, she's still alive. More than likely, she had kids. More than likely, her kids grow up with this same kind of mindset, being taught from their grandparents. And, Edomites always want to say, or they like to say, oh, these things happened so long ago. It was so long ago. But this was 1958, man. 1958, October 22nd, 1958. And the little girl is the one that kissed the boys. The boys ain't kiss her. She kissed the boys on the cheek. And then they parents get shotguns to go kill little boys. Come on, man.
And their mother. The boys weren't home when the mob arrived, but police quickly found them, confronted them with weapons drawn, took them into custody, and severely beat them. Local officials held the children in jail for 6 days and prevented them from speaking with their parents or attorneys. The boys did not know why they were being arrested, and when they were taken to the police station, they were told that they were being accused of rape. While the boys were detained, a group of police officers broke into their cell wearing white sheets to intimidate them. Local white residents burned a cross on the Thompsons' lawn, fired shots into their home, and even killed James's dog. Evelyn Thompson and Jenny Simpson, the two boys' mothers, were fired from their jobs. Denied attorneys, James and David were both charged with assault and molestation and sentenced to indefinite terms at the state reformatory. More than 3 months later, and only after the case drew widespread attention, North Carolina's governor pardoned the boys and released them. Neither the governor nor the court admitted to any wrongdoing, and no officials ever apologized for arresting, beating, and jailing the boys, or for traumatizing the entire Black community.
All right, so I mean, again, it's the same old thing. It's the same old story. And you know, Captain Judah said one day, he said that since this has been going, since Wild Out Wednesday has been going, we've had on every show a day in the history of the United States of how they have persecuted our people. There's not one day in the calendar year where there's not something where these people have not persecuted our people, where they have not done things to us. Now, they took these two boys, threw them in jail, didn't take no responsibility for what they did. First off, they didn't take no responsibility, right? There was no apologies, nothing. So in 1958, they arrested and beat two of our young Black brothers. And then they have the nerve to think that this country is going to be blessed. They have the nerve to think that the Most High is going to spare this country and it's going to save everybody from destruction. That's pride. Y'all got anything?
Man, that's and they charge them with rape. They don't even know what rape is at that age.
Right.
Exactly.
And how you beat kids like they grown? You know what I'm saying?
Who throws kids in jail?
Yeah, who arrests kids and throw them in jail? Who try to kill kids for playing a kid's game?
It's like, yeah, that's that same. Is it the Green Mile that I'm thinking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, that's that same whatchamacallit they did where they had old dude. I can't remember what his name is, the actor, but the big dude, he played
Michael Duncan, I think. Something like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was playing like the little boy. That's why it makes sense to me now how he was mentally in the movie. It was like a little boy because it actually happened to a little boy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it didn't say how old they were. I'm actually going to go back and look at the actual article and read the article, but they were young kids. At the end of the day, they was young kids. And whether they was 13, 14, you know, it don't matter.
I thought they said 8 or 9.
It said 8 or 9?
Something like that.
I don't know. We closed it up. I'm going to go back and look at it. But, I mean, again, to me, the age is irrelevant. Because y'all went to these kids' home with shotguns because your daughter, your little, and I ain't even going to call her a fast ass because she just gave him a kiss on the cheek. But nevertheless, because your daughter is kissing boys, kissing on boys, you want to go and kill the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's just all praise to the Most High that they wasn't home at the time, because that could have been a totally different news article.
Right.
That could have been them boys lynched, murdered. You know, we could have had another Emmett Till situation on our hands.
Right.
So all praise to the Most High that they wasn't home at that time. Right, facts. You know, but nevertheless, we go keep it moving in the program. So this next video, I don't know, Shemaiah, you may have heard of this because this is in your neck of the woods, brother. This is in your neck of the woods. Let me see. Let me know if you heard of this one. But this just goes to these pastors, man. These pastors in the Christian church. All right. This is our of the day.
The Reverend ordered to pay $2.45 million to a woman that a jury found he gave herpes to.
Tonight, that woman's lawyer is speaking only to our Devin Clark, who's live outside the courthouse where the judgment was granted just this morning. Devin.
Keith, Daniela, that attorney we spoke to, says it was a 3-day trial with 6.5 hours of deliberations. And after that, a jury found Reverend Ralph D. West II liable and ordered that hefty judgment.
Right, it can't fix it. She's got it for the rest of her life.
Attorney Sean Murphy is speaking for his client, who a jury found contracted genital herpes from Reverend Ralph D. West II after meeting off Facebook, as seen here on the Church Without...
Hold on. She got awarded $2.5 million. $2.5 million. Now, I ain't gonna say that the money, does away with, what done happened to her. But for $2.5 million, I don't know. That'll make my life a little bit easier.
You can go. You can go to a holistics doctor, and they can give you as much help as possible compared to like what the regular doctor's going to do. Yeah, I'll say that.
I don't know. Dr. CB should have seen if he could do something with that. I mean, sure, he was curing everything else.
Without Walls website, he's listed as the Eldridge campus minister.
The things that we look at for cases like these are essentially 4 things. Is the defendant infected, and how can we prove it? Did he know he was infected? And how do we prove? Do we have evidence of that?
Not only does Murphy say they were able to prove those facts, but also that West lied when asked about having herpes, and that he gave it to his client after they had unprotected sex in March of 2018.
She got an outbreak 2 or 3 days later. Went in and got tested, and from there able through the medical records able to identify that he was the source of it, in part because she hadn't been with anybody else. She had a prior negative test.
Murphy says subsequent conversations supported the claims.
When she asks, where did this come from, his response was his son's mother.
He adds there were also emails between West and his client
where she accuses.
All right, that's enough on that, but that's our donkey of the week. Christian pastor giving his congregation herpes. He said, Captain Ahern said they go buy a car and some clothes. All right. So that's y'all Christian pastors. That's what they out here doing. I done seen the videos of them talking about they calling out demonic spirits out of women. I'm just gonna show the video because I ain't even gonna be able to talk about it and give it justice. To see what these Christian pastors is really out here doing, man. It's crazy.
They calling out demonic spirits and putting in new spirits.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and let's hop into this lesson, man. So we're talking about the rapture. And so first, y'all throw in the chat what kind of things y'all done heard about the rapture. Are we gonna be taken up out of here or before it get bad, or What y'all don't heard about the rapture, and what y'all don't heard that the church teaches about the rapture, right? And is there really a rapture? Is we getting beamed up out of here? You know, boys, what you say? We getting beamed up out of here?
Like Star Trek, Adawan. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Well,
all meet in the air. Hey, that's what Captain Aharon said. We will all meet in the air. We will go all meet in the air. So let's first jump into Slakia. The rapture is Christ taking his people. So let's deal with that word rapture. So first of all, and Salakia, because I don't have my slides, I'm on the user computer right now, on my older computer. My slides on my other one. So Salakia, for that, Yakrop said the Left Behind movie series, right? And so that Left Behind movie series, who knows where the doctrine of the rapture actually originated? So the doctrine actually didn't come around until 1830, until the 1830s, right? That's when the actual doctrine of the rapture began, was in the 1830s. And the person who originally was, or the first person to actually teach the rapture, the guy's name was John Nelson Darby, right? You guys can Google that. You can look him up. His name was John Nelson Darby. He was the first person, of course, he's an Edomite. He was the first person to start teaching the doctrine of the rapture. Now go figure that. Edomite teaching the doctrine of the rapture. Y'all just go get taken up out of here. Y'all don't have to go through nothing. Y'all done enslaved people. Y'all done tore up families, killed the so-called blacks, murdered the so-called Native Americans that was over here, did all kind of atrocities, but y'all think that y'all just go get lifted and taken up out of here. The nerve of y'all people, it never ceases to amaze me. But anyway, so this guy's name was John Nelson Darby. Again, now this dude, they call him the father of modern dispensationalism, right? And so now this doctrine has been carried through until today, right? From the 1830s all the way to today. The church teaches it. As many pastors that teaches it. Famous pastors teach this doctrine that you're not going to have to go through nothing. You're just going to get beamed up. Now, there's three schools of thought, right? There's the pre-tribulation rapture, where the church teaches that you're not going to have to go through no tribulation. You're going to get beamed up out of here. There's the mid-tribulation, where, so you got the 7 years. And so what they teach is, there's a covenant made, peace, and then that gets broken midway. And then, so they teach that mid part is when you actually get taken up out of here. And then there's the theory that it happens after the tribulation, right? So you got those three theories. Now, where do we get it from? And I'm glad that the brothers brought up the Left Behind, because, and I actually had a clip that I wanted to bring on that, because in that movie, they're on the airplane, and, the old lady, she looks over and she sees her husband's clothes sitting in the chair, right? And she's like, "Oh, where's my husband? Where's my husband?" And everybody on the plane is like, "Oh, such and such who I came with, they're gone there." And everybody's like, "What's going on?" And so then the church is starting to come out, "Oh, it's the rapture, it's the rapture." Retarded movie, horrible movie, not scriptural at all whatsoever, right? Grab me the book of 1 Thessalonians. Let's start there. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4 and verse 13. And y'all should be interested in this, especially family members, because we got a lot of family members that think like, well, I know I do. got family members who think like, oh, they don't have to worry about anything. They're going to be taken up, and they just got to believe in Jesus. It's other nations of people, evangelical Christians that believe that they've had their heaven here on earth, and they think that they're just going to get beamed up and get to go to heaven again. So we're going to look into that to even see who this is for. If there is a rapture, who's the rapture for? Right? Let me get that. 1 Thessalonians 4:13.
It's the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, and verse 13. But I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning them which are asleep, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope.
Right? Hey, so he's telling us, hey, look, don't worry about those that's done passed on, right? It's giving us comfort. Because, of course, back in those times, right? Plenty brothers thought that, they was asking Yahushua, hey, are they gonna be here? When are you coming? When are you giving the kingdom back? This, that, and the third. Yahushua said, hey, it's not for you to know the times, right? But they was looking for the return of Christ, right? They was looking for the return of the Messiah, right? So people were passing on, right? We may pass on. We may not be here for it. It could happen. We be gone, be sleeping. We could be taking that dirt nap as well too. But he's saying, hey, don't worry about that, right? Keep on.
Verse 14. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Yahushua will God bring with him. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Christ shall rise first.
Hey, so those that already passed on, hey, they going up first, right? And so that's what he's comforting those who he's talking to. Hey, look, those that's passed on, they're sleeping, they're gonna go, right? Read on.
Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words.
All right, so hey, that's the hope that we're looking for, to get caught up with the Most High. And so that word "caught up," in fact, Boaz, can you bring up the blue letter for me? I want you to get this word "caught up," because that word "caught up" is where they actually get the term rapture from. That's where the term rapture comes from. Actually, the term rapture itself comes from the Greek, or excuse me, not the Greek, the Latin Vulgate. The term rapture actually comes from the Latin Vulgate. But in the English, we don't see it. So the word "caught up" is actually a Greek word. It's hapazo. And we're going to look at that definition and see what that means. But while Boaz is bringing that up, I just want to go ahead and read this. So in the Latin Vulgate, the word is rapimur, and I'm probably butchered that. Y'all can write this down. It's RAPIEMUR. All right. Now that word is the proper tense of rapio. In it, we get our English words "rapt" and "rapture" from that. All right. So we get the word "rapture" from actually the Latin Vulgate, but in our text, the word "rapture" is not there. All right. So real quick, read that definition for me, or get the pronunciation, and then let's get the definition.
Strong's G 726. Harpazo. Harpazo.
Exactly.
All right, so the word is harpazo. Okay, and what does that mean?
Okay, for the Strong's definition, it says from a derivative of G138 to seize in various applications, catch, away, up, pluck, pull, take by force.
It said, I can't really make that out. Read it one more time for me.
Let me see.
Okay, yeah, there we go. It says to seize on, claim for oneself eagerly. Hey, I like that definition. Claim for oneself eagerly, because who's being claimed, right? The people that's being caught up are being claimed. They're being snatched out, or they're being snatched away. Now, what are they being snatched away from, or what are they being snatched out of, right? So, Shemaiah, read verse 17 one more time.
All right. This is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord.
Right. So we're being caught up, we're being taken up in the air to meet Yahweh Shah, right? And we're going to be with them forever. So before we actually really get down into this and really start breaking this down and seeing, one, when is it going to happen, right? How is it going to happen? All of that. I want to really go into, who is this talking about? Is this for everybody? Is this just for any person who says that they believe in the Bible, or any nation of people who say that they believe or that want to call themselves Christians? Is this for them? What people is this for? Right? First, give me the book of Matthew 15 and 24.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So if Yahushua, when Yahushua was walking the earth, if he said that I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, when did that change? So who is he going to be catching up? Who's going to be going up? If he's only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Real quick, grab me John 14 and 3. Salaki. Grab me John 14 and 3. So Yahushua tells you, and this always kills me when we have these discussions with Christians or with people of other nations, and we have the discussion that Yahushua only is here for the nation of Israel, that the whole Bible has only been given to the nation of Israel. It's only for the nation of Israel, right? It blows my mind every time we read this verse. They don't deal with it. They always want to go to the part to where the woman whom Yahushua was speaking to got the crumbs. Oh, see, she got crumbs. They ignore what he said. They like that just negates everything that he just said to her. He just said, I'm only sent to the house of Israel, right? Read that.
It's the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 3. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also.
All right. Hey, so who is Yahushua talking to here? Who is this place that he's preparing for? I mean, this place that he's preparing, who is that for? Now he said, now I'm leaving, I'm going to prepare a place. Right? In Matthew 15 and 24, he said, I'm only sent for the house of Israel. Grab me the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 8. Because if he said it while he was walking the earth, when he had a literal body, walking the earth, a literal man that had color, that had pigment, he wasn't just a rainbow walking around. You know, I had that conversation with a dude out on the street one time. He said, "Oh, Yahushua was 4 different colors." Y'all go look at it on our video. Y'all will see that.
I've seen that.
Edomite talking about, oh, Yahushua, he was 4 different colors. He was white, he was Asian, he was something else, and he was black. No, Yahushua had an ethnicity. He descended from a nation of people. So when he said, I'm only sent for the house of Israel, he was talking about the nation of Israel. He was talking about them people. When Matthew 1:21, when it says that he's going to save his people, it's talking about the people that he descends from. It's not talking about all nations of people. Right? Read what you got.
This is the book of Matthew, or Slakia. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 8. Yahushua Mashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever.
Said he was the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if he said, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, he's still only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That does not change because he's the same today, yesterday, and forever. So when we read in Thessalonians that we're going to be caught up with the Lord, that's talking about the nation of Israel. Right? So yeah, go ahead.
Can I add a precept to that, Adawan?
Come on, let's get it.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. It says, Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. Because, like Adawan's bringing out, you got these people who will bring out the scriptures and include everyone all together. Like, this book is talking about everybody, but we all know who's on this class that the Bible, this history was written to, for, and by Israelites, which is our people. It says, the God of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him have God exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sin. So as far as like what Adam was bringing out, who Hamashiach came for, he came for us. That's the whole thing that you what you was referencing in Matthew 1:21, as far as he came for his people.
That's right. That's a great point, because the one thing, and I want to highlight that one part of that verse that you brought out, said we ought to obey God rather than men. I don't care what the pastor says. I don't care what your best friend says. I don't care what anybody says. We ought to obey God rather than men. We ought to obey the Most High rather than men. We ought to listen to what Yahushua said out of his own mouth rather than listen to what the pastor in the pulpit is talking about. Right? That's what I'm going to listen to. I'm going to listen to the words that's written on these pages. Black and white, red and white. That's what I'm going to take hold to. Right? I'm not listening to anything else. Right? Now, Yahushua, real quick before we move on, I just wanted to go back to that point in John 14:3, because Yahushua said, I leave to go and prepare a place. Right? So we are what to Yahushua? The body. We're what? In the chat, what are we to Yahushua, or what is Yahushua to us? Maybe I could try to make that question a little bit more plain. What is Yahushua to us? Wait a couple seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Yahushua,
all right,
he's our husband. Outstanding. Right? He's our husband. So now, Hebrew customs, right? Because this goes into the marriage ceremony and being able to better understand the Bible, better having an idea of what is actually going on. So Hebrew custom, what would the husband do when he first? So the first thing that would happen is there would be a ketubah, right? The groom would go to the father. He would tell the father, "Hey, I want to marry your daughter. I want her to be my wife." Yada yada yada. The father then is going to do what? He's going to give him his price for his daughter. So that groom is going to have to pay a dowry, right? After he pays that dowry, the groom would leave and then go off to get the home ready for his new bride. That's Hebrew custom. Now, Yahushua did what? If he's the husband, well, he paid the dowry, right? He paid the price. What was that price that he paid? He paid the ultimate price.
God.
Right? He sacrificed himself. That was the dowry. And so now after Yahushua done paid the dowry, right? Now in John 14:3, what does he say? He says, I leave to go prepare a place, because that was the custom. Right? So Yahushua is gone, he's been gone, right? And the thing with the Hebrew weddings is nobody knew when the groom was going to return. Right? Nobody knew when the groom was going to return. The groom could return at any time. And when the groom would return, right, everybody would be like, oh, the groom is coming, the groom is coming. Right? And then they would, start getting into the marriage ceremonies. Of course, the groom and the bride would go off into the marriage chamber, and consummate. That's where we get, the consummation of a marriage from. They would consummate that union. So now Yahushua, he's been gone, right? He said, I go to prepare a place. Now, Yahushua gave us a parable. He gave us a parable of the 10 virgins, right? If you guys are familiar with that parable, the 10 virgins, you had 5 that was wise, and then you had 5 that were foolish. The wise virgins had oil for their lamps. The foolish virgins didn't have no oil. Then all of a sudden, what happens? They hear the cry, the groom is coming. The foolish virgins was like, oh, give us some of your oil. The wise was like, nah, hey, you got to go get your own oil. Right? Then the bridegroom came, and, the script said, I'm roughly paraphrasing, said, why he tarried, right? They fell asleep. The foolish ones ran off to go get some oil. Bridegroom comes, closes the door. They can't get into the marriage ceremony, right? So that's just going to show you or give you a little bit more insight on Hebrew customs, because Yahushua, again, he's our husband. Now, with him being our husband, what we just read in 1 Thessalonians, right? 4:17. I'm going to read it here real quick. It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord. Right? So let's go to the book of Matthew. Let me get the book of Matthew. Give me chapter 24 and verse 21. And if y'all got precepts, man, call them out. Boaz, I want you to go to Jeremiah 30 and verse 7. Baba Kashan.
Jeremiah 30 and 7 and 1.
Khan.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 21. For then shall be great tribulations, such as was not great tribulations, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, not ever shall be.
All right, so it said that there's going to be great tribulations. In fact, I want you to actually want you to jump up on that real quick. Go to verse. In fact, let's go to verse 13 real quick.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
All right. So if Yahushua said that he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So now, if you got to endure to the end, why you think Yahushua would say that if he knew that he was going to come back before the tribulation, before you had to go through anything, before you had to experience anything? And I'm not just talking about the regular everyday stuff that we have to deal with. That's not tribulation. Yeah, those are trials that we go through, that we have to experience, dealing with family, dealing with work, things on the job, your car going out, you're losing your home, losing your house. Those are trials, right? That we have to go through. That's not the tribulation, right? That's not the tribulation that we are going to have to endure and make it through and push through and fight through. Yeah, those trials come to test us. Those trials come to test our resolve. Those trials come to see how are we going to handle it. What are we going to do? In fact, you know what? I'm going to get a verse, do a verse tomorrow. And I just did one the other day about fighting, right? To continue the good fight, right? We got to fight to stay in the truth.
That's right.
Because there are things that happen that will knock you off your square and will have you like, man, turn your back to the truth. Dealing with people, there are people that's going to have you want to turn your back on the truth. Different situations. So you have to fight that good fight of faith to stand in truth, because you know the promises, who the promises for, you know who the covenants are for. You fight to stay into it, or to stay in it. You endure until the end. You endure the trials. And if we end up going to sleep, hey, at least we endured until that time. And when Yahushua does come back, hey, we go get caught up. But we got to fight to stand in truth, man. And so he said, but he that endures until the end, the same shall be saved. Now watch, I want you to go ahead and jump down, go back down to verse 21 again.
All right, the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulations, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time. No, nor ever shall be.
Right. It's going to be a tribulation that ain't never been since. So now our brothers, our sisters, back in 70 AD when the Romans came, hey, there was no up until that time. That was the worst that happened. Right? They had to endure that. They had to flee. They had to get up out of there. But now, what's going on today? Now we got nuclear missiles. Now we got ballistic intercontinental missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's going to be a tribulation. And tribulation is what? What is tribulation? Tribulation is persecution. Right? We got brothers that's in fact, I'm gonna hold off on that. Read the next verse.
Verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Right? So he said, unless those days be shortened, no flesh is going to survive. No flesh is going to be saved. Said, but for the elect's sake. Real quick before we dig into the elect, Boaz, read what you hold it.
Khan, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble,
right?
but he shall be saved out of it.
So this is the same thing. Yahushua is talking about the same thing, right? Jacob's troubles, that tribulation. Why is it called Jacob's troubles? Because it's Jacob that's going to be going through it. We are going to be going through severe persecution. And he said, unless that day be shortened, no flesh was going to survive through it. You know, we always say, and we go back and say, man, Jacob's trouble. But Jacob's troubles is coming. And it's not to scare nobody. Because, hey, we supposed to be like all praises at the end of the day. All praises. Most High give me strength to go through this thing. Because I know what my reward is. I want that crown. So I'm gonna endure this. But how many of our people are going to turn away? How many of our people are going to backslide or fall back because they can't deal with it? Because they haven't built themselves up in the spirit, right? Because they haven't prepared their mind for what they have to go through. So now we opened up with the brothers in Chicago, how the Palestinians was getting at them. A Palestinian spit at one of the brothers. I don't know if he actually spit on him or if he just spit at him. But that's the most disrespectful thing that you can do is spit on another man.
Right.
I would lose my mind if somebody spat on me. That's so disrespectful. So now the brothers are in Chicago. They're being what? They're being persecuted. For what? Give me Matthew 13 and 21. Oh, excuse me, Slakia, Mark. Let me give me. No, do I want Mark? Oh, no, give me Matthew. Matthew 13 and 21. And this ain't the whole world. Yahushua is not speaking to the whole world that they're going to be troubled. Read that.
Khan, it's the
Oh,
book of
boy, I thought you was getting it.
Oh, Khan, I got it. Can I start at verse 18? Khan, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 13 and verse 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, for when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended.
Right? Hey, say, hey, when that tribulation come, when that persecution come, because hey, you're not rooted in the word, you're gonna be offended. Right? Hey, the brothers, they was out there in Chicago, they still strong. You know, brothers could have, you know, got offended, like, oh man, I'm being persecuted for this. And I'm just reading the Bible. All I'm doing is reading the Bible. They can fall out. There's gonna be some brothers that do that. It's gonna be some brothers that fall away. Because that persecution is going to start hitting. Are you going to still stand on what you believe? When you start getting questioned? When people start grilling you? Are you going to stand on, I'm an Israelite? Are you going to stand on, I'm from the tribe of Issachar? I'm from the tribe of Judah? Are you going to stand on, hey, those imposters that's over there in Israel, they're not supposed to be over there? Are you going to stand on that? Or are you gonna pull on the Mark Stoudemire? Are you gonna be offended when that persecution hit? Read that Matthew 24 again. Matthew 24 and 22. Baba Kishar.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Said, but for the elect's sake. Who's the elect? Who is the elect? Is that anybody who just believes? Is the elect anybody who want to call themselves a Christian? Is the elect your Chinese partner that you used to kick it with back in the day? Who's now said that they're Christian and left Buddhism and calling themselves a Christian now? Is that the elect? Who's the elect?
Salakia.
Come on.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 13, and verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my God. And that's the elect.
Con. That's a good precept. Grab me Isaiah 45 and 4.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 4. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
Who's the elect?
And Israel, mine elect.
Israel is the elect. Right? Israel is the one that got to go through the fire. That's got to be tried. We have to be tried. In fact, give me the book of Acts 14 and 32. We have to be tried. Don't think that you just get to walk into the kingdom willy-nilly. You don't have to go through nothing.
You said 14 and
32 or 22. So like it, 22.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of God.
We have to go through much tribulation. We've got to. You're not getting into the kingdom without going through tribulation. You're not getting into the kingdom without being tried.
That's right.
You're not getting into the kingdom without going through that fire. So they went and made up this whole doctrine. In fact, the dude, he made up his own, came up with his own little Bible and took a bunch of scriptures out of it. I mean, the Bible itself, it is difficult to understand unless you go by the precepts. Unless you go by the precepts, the Bible, you will not understand the Bible. Point blank, period. It said, through much tribulation, we enter into the kingdom. Now, read the next verse. And then it says, except for the elect's sake, right? So the elect is, again, Israel. It's not saying for everybody. Not for anybody who want to believe. Those days are going to be shortened. It said, except for Israel. For Israel's sake. Read verse 23.
Verse 23. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Right? It's not possible. It's not possible for us to be deceived. Those that's sealed by the Most High, those of us who have his seal, those of us who do not take the seal of the Antichrist, right? We're not going to be fooled. We can't be fooled. right? I want you to go ahead and jump down to verse number 29. Let's get the point.
Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Right? It said immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened. Right? So this is after the tribulation. Go to Revelation 6 and 12 real quick.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6, and verse 12. And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood.
Right? Read on.
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
All right, Salakia. So now this is the same event that Yahushua is talking about in Matthew 24. Matthew 24 and 29 say, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Right? What's the going to be shaken with? What's the powers are going to be shaken with? The powers are going to be shaken with what? When it's talking about the powers are going to be shaken, right? Because look, again, it's saying after the tribulation. So after that tribulation, the stars are going to fall from heaven, and the powers of heavens shall be shaken. That's World War III. That's the missiles flying. That's the missiles hitting. Right? It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Now, when it's talking about all the tribes of the earth are going to be mourning, who is that talking about? Who's that talking about? All the tribes of the earth mourning. Is that talking about everybody? Is that talking about the whole world? Well, let's find out if that's talking about everybody. Go to Revelation 11 and give me verse 18.
This book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Hey, who's destroying the earth right now? Who's destroying the earth? Burning up all the forests, the Amazon, burning up everything. Who's destroying the food? Who's killing off all the animals? Is all the nations gonna be happy when Yahushua comes back? No, they're not. It said that the nations are going to be angry. You got all these other nations, they're going to be angry. Yahushua is coming back for war. Right? We're still dealing with the rapture. We're still dealing with the rapture. So let's mark this down. So it said immediately after the tribulation of those days, then the sun was going to be dark, the moon was going to turn to blood, everything else was going to be shaken, the stars were going to fall. Said the sun. Read verse 30 for me.
Verse 30. And then shall appear the signs of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Come on.
And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Right? It said that first of all, again, so it's not every nation, all the nations aren't going to be mourning when they see him. Right? And it said that he's going to send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. All right, again, his elect, gather together Israel. So grab me real quick, Deuteronomy 4 and 27. He's going to gather together his elect from the four corners on the earth. Actually, we can get Isaiah also. Isaiah just popped into my head. Isaiah 11. One of y'all grab that Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 27, and then get me Isaiah 11.
I'm got
11 and 11. Isaiah 11 and 11.
I got Isaiah.
You got who?
Isaiah.
All right. You said Deuteronomy.
Let's read that.
Deuteronomy 4 and
27. All right. Read that Isaiah.
Khan, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Come on.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the.
My fault. Read that verse one more time. Read that verse one more time.
Verse 11.
Yeah,
Khan. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Right? So I'm going to read this again in Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven unto the other. Right? He's gathering us because we've been what? We've been scattered all over throughout the earth. We've been scattered. Read that Deuteronomy for me.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 27. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether the Lord shall lead you.
Right? So we were scattered throughout the nations. I want you to go jump down to verse 29.
Verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him. If thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Come on.
When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to
even in the latter days, Lucky, he said, even in the latter days. We're in the latter days now. So it wasn't just talking about the tribulation that they was going to have to go through. It's talking about the tribulation that we're going to have to go through, because we're going to have to seek the Most High. We're going to have to, when this tribulation hit, what are you going to do? Are you going to seek the Most High? It said, with all of your heart and with all of thy soul. We know the heart is the mind.
That's
so
right.
With all of your mind, with all of your soul, are you going to be seeking the Most High? Are you going to be in prayer? Are you going to be fasting? Are you going to be crying out to the Most High? Right? Real quick, grab Second Chronicles. In fact, boys, grab that Second Chronicles 7 and 14. Shemaiah, read that one more time.
30 or 31.
30.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shall be obedient unto his voice. For the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he swore unto them.
Hey, so when that tribulation hit, man, we gotta be seeking the Most High. We gotta be crying out to the Most High. Boaz, what you got, real quick?
Con, this is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
Right. So we got to humble ourselves. We got to know that that tribulation is coming. We got to know that Jacob's trouble is coming, because a lot of pastors, what they teach, what they preach is that the church is not going to, the church is going to experience some tribulation, but the church is not going to be here for the great tribulation. Israel is going to be here for the great tribulation. Israel is going to have to go through great tribulation. We are going to go through tribulation. We're going to have to endure tribulation. You think that we just get off scot-free? You have had a sister who lost 7 sons, put in cooking oil, burnt up, cooked, had pieces of their body cut off. But the sister told him what? Hey, don't you defile your body. Forget what that king talking about. You just better go ahead and die that death. Because what she said to him? She said, hey, I'll see you again. In the resurrection, I'll see you again. What did we read in Thessalonians? It said, hey, the dead in Christ is going to rise first. Hey, they knew what was going to happen. They knew about the resurrection. They knew that they was going to be caught up. And they would rather die than go ahead and obey the king who was telling them to eat some pork, to defile their body. And then there's people that say, oh, pork ain't that bad. But you have brothers that's dying to keep from eating it. That's tribulation. We haven't seen that yet. Maybe we will in our time, maybe we won't. Most High knows. But when that tribulation hit, what are you going to do? And that tribulation, again, it only pertains to Israel. It doesn't pertain to everybody. The rapture pertains to Israel. It doesn't pertain to everybody. Give me Hosea 1 and start at verse 10. I want to show you that the rapture being caught up, that only pertains to Israel. Everybody else, they gonna be down here getting, the missiles gonna be hitting them.
Yeah. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place
real quick. I want to dispel something real quick. Go to Revelation 7 and 9. In fact, Shemai, you hold that. Boaz, grab Revelation 7 and 9. Shemai, read that one more time.
The book of Hosea, chapter 1 and verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Hey, so the children of Israel cannot be measured nor numbered, right? Whereas the sand of the sea. All right, read that for me, boys.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7 and verse 9. After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man.
What?
A great multitude. Which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Right. So now we just read in Hosea that Israel is a great multitude that cannot be numbered. Right. Why is it in Revelation this great multitude that cannot be numbered speaking in different tongues? Because we've been scattered. We've been scattered throughout the nations. We got brothers that speak different languages. We got brothers that speak Spanish. We got brothers that speak. Hey, it's brothers that speak Italian. We got brothers that speak Igbo. We got brothers that speak English. Right? On and on and on. But this is that great multitude.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Shema, read on. Oh, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye
In
are
the
the
place where it
sons.
said that you guys aren't from the tribe of Judah, you're niggas, you're black, you're Afro-American. In that place where it was said that, oh, you guys aren't Issachar or Iskarites, you guys are Mexicans. Or you guys aren't Ephraim, you're Puerto Ricans. Right? In that place where it was said that you're not the people of the living God. Right? Read on.
And there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Keep going.
All right. Yeah.
Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appointed themselves.
Then said the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. Right? We're going to be gathered together. Both the northern and the southern kingdom are going to be gathered together. Read.
And appoint themselves one head, and they shall come out.
Who's that one head? Hey, Shalom Bazayah. Y'all bashim Yeshua Barakatah. Who's the one head?
Yahushua.
Right? That one head is Yahushua. So you got the northern kingdom, you got the southern kingdom, right? A great multitude that cannot be numbered. Right? This is that same multitude in Revelation 7 and 9. Right? The same multitude. Right? It said they're going to be gathered together. They're going to appoint them one head, which is Yahushua. Right? Read on.
And they shall come up out of the land.
And they shall come up out of the land. This is the rapture. This is the rapture happening. Right? They shall come up out of the land. Let me get the book of Revelation, chapter 11, and give me verse 8. Was there any more on that?
For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
For great shall be the day of Jezreel, another name for Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Hey, the rapture ain't for everybody, man. Y'all gotta, and not y'all, because I know we're all on the same train of thought. We know what it is. But our people gotta stop believing. And some of them watching, I am speaking to them. Y'all gotta stop listening to these pastors that don't know nothing about eschatology. They have no understanding of eschatology. You got to stop listening to them. Give me that Revelation.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right? Who is this? Who is this laying in the street? Who are these dead bodies that's laying in the street? That's the northern and southern kingdom. I just go ahead and say it. It's the northern and southern kingdom. And their dead bodies are laying in the street.
Okay.
Right? Read on.
Okay. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
Mm-hmm.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt on the earth.
Hey, all these other nations are happy while we down. They doing their thing. They're on top. They're in their heaven right now. Right? Read on.
Kind. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood up upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And so now that's what's happening today. Now we up. Now the spirit of the Most High is in us. Now we're going back to keeping the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're not spiritually dead anymore. And now these other nations are seeing it, and great fear is falling upon them.
Mm-hmm.
We got brothers out on the corner just reading the Bible, and great fears come falling on them.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're trying to hit them and spit on them. It's that fear because they know their time is short. The children of Israel is waking up. The children of Israel are waking up. And they know that their time is short. It's coming to a head. Keep reading.
Kind. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up.
What?
Kind. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemy.
And they ascended up into heaven in a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
The rapture. This is us being taken up out of here. Right? The northern and the southern kingdom. Not everybody. Read on.
Kind. And their enemies beheld them.
Everybody's going to see that. Everybody's going to see it. Read the next verse. And it says our enemies, because our enemies are who? All these other nations. You can go to the books of Psalms 83 and you can see who our enemies are.
Okay.
That's what I tell you. We were sold to our enemies. Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Shalom, Ariel.
Shalom, Ariel. Shalom, King.
Time. Verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell.
It said there was a great earthquake in that same hour. After we get taken up out of here, when we get, what we say, beam me up, Scotty. When we get taken up out of here in those clouds, when those chariots come to take us up out of here, it said in that same hour, there was a great earthquake. Shemaiah, go back to that Matthew 24 real quick.
Okay.
Boy, keep reading.
Khan. And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were Salakia, and the remnant were of Salakia, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Khan.
Right. So I just want to point out that, when we go up, the other nations aren't going up with us.
Right.
It said in that same hour, there was a great earthquake. And you still there? Read that for me one more time, Baba Kashab.
In that same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven.
All right, go ahead and drop that. I want you to grab Ezekiel 20 and 33. Shemaiah, read that Matthew 24 again.
Starting where?
At 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened.
So immediately after the tribulation, so we're going to have to go through the tribulation, right? But immediately after the tribulation, immediately after, right? This is that time period when we are going to be caught up after the tribulation. We're going to go through it. We're going to have to go through it. But after the tribulation, then we are going to get caught up. Right? And then it said in that same hour, after we've been caught up, right? Then what's going to happen? There's going to be a great earthquake. Right? Then that's when you read that in Matthew 24 again, what does it say? That's when the stars are going to start falling. That's when the bombs are going to start hitting. Right? That's when these nations are going to start getting destroyed. But read that in Ezekiel real quick. Ezekiel 20 and start at 33.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 20 and verse 33. As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you. And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you from out of the countries wherein ye are scattered with a mighty hand.
Hey, Salakia. So right there, what's happening? That's the rapture. When we're being taken up, he's gathering us. Or when Yahweh sends his angels, when he comes in the clouds, when he comes with those chariots, and they go and gather the elect. Right? And what's going to happen when he comes and gathers us? Right? Read on.
Slakia. Where's that? And will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
Right? So we're going to be taken into the wilderness again. When those chariots come and they get us, we are going back into the wilderness. That's when we're going into the wilderness. And the Most High is going to plead with us. Read.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord, Yahweh.
Now dig this. When they went to the Egypt, when they left Egypt and went into the wilderness, what was they leaving from? Leaving from persecution, right?
Captivity.
There's being persecuted by the Egyptians, right? There's being brought out from slavery, right? There's being freed from the people that hate them, right? They were being delivered, right? And the Most High took them into the wilderness. Shemai, grab Luke 1:67 real quick. So the Most High is going to take us back into the wilderness again. Right? Boys, keep reading.
And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Hey, the Most High is going to bring us into into the bond of the covenant. Which covenant is that?
The new one.
That's the new covenant. Right? He's going to bring us into the bond of the covenant. So now, right now, we are in a grace period. Right now, we're in a grace period. But the Most High is going to bring us into the wilderness, and he's going to put us under the bond of the covenant. Right? The new covenant, which is going to be written on our minds and in our hearts. Right? Shemai, read what you got.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 1 and verse 67. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people, and raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of David, uh, for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Hey, that's when we getting when we getting up out of here, right? That's the beat me up. You know, we're being delivered, we're being redeemed, but we're going into the wilderness, and we are going to come into the bond of the covenant, into the new covenant at that time, right? Boys, keep reading on what you got.
Shalakia. Kind of.
Shemaiah, I want you to go ahead, go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 70.
Verse 38. I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring.
So it's still gonna be those. Hey, they got to get up out of here. They gonna get purged. Right? It's still gonna be some that don't want to listen. It's still gonna be some that want to do their own thing. It's still gonna be niggas that don't want to follow Yahushua.
That's crazy.
They're gonna have to get purged out. Right? Read.
Kind. And them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Hey, they ain't making it, man. They're not making it. So, you know, while we here going through this grace period, while we have grace, what are we supposed to be doing while we have grace? Right? Hey, that's the final purge. As in the days of old. Hey, man, it's nothing new under the sun, man. Come on. But while we're here, while we have grace, what are we supposed to be doing? We're supposed to be rehearsing the righteous acts. We're supposed to be working on ourselves. We're supposed to be trying to walk perfectly. We're supposed to be going over these commandments, these laws, and keeping them to the best of our ability. And I say to the best of our ability because that's what brothers say. Oh, I'm trying to keep them to the best of my ability. But the ones that apply to you, keep them. If they don't apply to you, they don't apply. Throw it out the window. Salakia. Don't throw it out the window. They don't apply to you.
Right.
But the ones that do apply to you, keep them. Are you reading the law? You know, I say to Christians all the time who say, oh, you can't keep the law. I'm like, have you even read the law? Have you even gone through the Torah and looked at the laws to say what you can't do? And then one of their famous quotes, there's 613 laws. You can't keep all those. But you keep every man-made law, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't have no problem with that.
And what did Paul say? If it only applies to you when you have trouble with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't hard. It wasn't hard for me to keep the dietary law. So you know what I'm saying? That law don't apply to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, but another law that may be hard for me, those are ones that apply. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you get what I'm saying.
Boys, what did I have you hold? Oh, Shemaiah, what did I have you hold? Give me that.
2nd Ezra 16.
Yeah, let's get that.
2nd Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Hey, what's that insurrection? What's that insurrection? That insurrection is tribulation. Right? Read on.
They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Hey, that's gonna be the tribulation. Hey, we gonna have to stand tall through that. Hey, I'm with the smoke. I'm with the smoke. But that tribulation is gonna come. And so, I mean, again, we got to prepare ourselves mentally for what's going to happen. Yeah, we know that we gonna get taken up out of here. We know that them chariots is gonna come for us, but we're not going nowhere until we go through that tribulation.
That's right.
Can I read the next 3 verses?
Yeah, come on.
Verse 72. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So you have, even through them troubles, you got to keep the faith. You got to keep the commandments. Because in the end, you got to have that patience, and the Lord's going to deliver you from it.
That's right. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. And so, with that, we're at the 145, 146 mark. So, all praise to the Most High. I hope you was edified. I hope y'all got some scriptures that y'all maybe not have had in the past. But just know that the rapture, that thing ain't going before no tribulation. Don't let no Christian pastor lie to you and be like, oh, you getting up out of here. Because Yahweh said, hey, because when tribulation hit, lest they be offended, right? That's why Yahweh had to tell them, hey, y'all go through this. Y'all go through this persecution, right? So that they wouldn't be offended when it happened. We telling y'all now so that y'all don't be offended when it happens. We telling y'all now so that y'all don't be offended when that persecution comes. Right? And you see, some of these other nations talking about the churches being persecuted, for their beliefs and for their stance. They're not being persecuted. They're not being persecuted. And Yahweh said persecution that has never been seen before. So what they talking about, that's nothing compared to what we're going to go through. The true elect. Right? But have hope and know that we gonna get caught up out of this thing, man. So with that, man, I'm gonna yield. Hey, brothers, y'all got anything?
Okay.
Hey, that's a let's grab that. What brother y'all just put up there?
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
2 Timothy 2 and 10. It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 10. Therefore I endure all things for the elect's sakes, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Christ Jesus and eternal glory.
Right. Hey, Paul went through some tribulation for real. Man, Paul went through a lot. He said, I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain salvation. Hey, so we gotta endure, man. Hey, Yahweh said, enduring to the end.
That's right.
Enduring to the end. Keep pushing, keep fighting. Man, whatever comes upon you, count it all joy. Because we know who the promises belong to, man. Right? Continue to endure. That's it. Continue to endure. Press on. And that's why we got brothers. That's why we got sisters. Right? In this truth. Man, I hit up one of my brothers today, man, and was just talking about some things. Now that ain't tribulation. That's just a trial. You hear me? That's just a test. That's just something that I gotta overcome. Something that I gotta go through. It's not tribulation. All right. We're gonna go through our trials, but we gotta continue to endure. Continue to, man, strive for the kingdom. All right. But with that, yo, I'm gonna yield, man. Y'all brothers got anything?
Okay. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushai.
By Hashem
Hashem Mashiach Yahushai. Khan, all praise to the Most High. And with that, yo, we out. Hey, shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music.